Says I'm live. Computer's working real slow. Computer's working real slow. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Give me a comment. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Because I got the mic down here on the computer. Give me a thumbs up in the comments or a yes in the comments that you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Or do I need to put this mic up on me? All right, sweet. All right, everybody. Well, welcome. Are you ready to be unslaved? Are you ready for some fantastic news? I bet you are. Have you put your car into private yet? Have you created a notice of liability and served it upon your sheriff and given him instructions to contact all the bylaw police and tell them to stop this road piracy? I got a yes. I don't know if that's for sound or I served my sheriff. Ha! No, she didn't serve a sheriff. All right. Well, you should. And there is an awesome patriot, and I'm going to introduce him to you. He's going to call in, and I'm going to bring him on here live. Now, this fella has been broadcasting on the radio. Yes, he's on the airways, and I'm going to let him tell you all about that. And what's he been playing? Well, he's been playing some talks. He's been playing Josh Barnett, who's running for, and Dave Jose, who's been teaching us about our constitutional rights and how to take action with teaching our legislators and our servants and giving them notice and then following up with an affidavit if need be. And that's actually a court. So, Josh, go ahead and ring me up when you're ready, my friend. And we're going to bring you on, let you tell this story. And I'm going to lay it out here first. Out in Washington State, the sheriffs have been calling in the state police and all the bylaw police. We got a report from this man that he's seen it. And I asked him to go over there and talk and ask, could this be about something constitutional? So we're going to let Josh tell it all about it. Ring me up, Josh. So now, what's it look like to put your vehicle into private? You're going to come into court here, right? I'm going to drop a constitutional. Oh, here we go. Here, Josh. All right. Hey, Josh.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good. Can everybody hear Josh? Give me in the comments. Josh, speak up.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? So, hopefully they can hear it. This morning I got woke up, by the 2-hour delay out here because there was ice. The roads were slick or whatever. So I ended up getting a call that woke me up about 5 this morning, 5:30, and I went out and doing my morning thing outside, and noticed there was a bunch of sheriffs sitting, out at the substation, like there always are. And over the past few weeks, there's been a few meetings where the sheriffs, because the sheriff is the highest law of the county. So they bring in DEA, they bring in the FBI in their unmarked vehicles, and they're giving them instruction. And then they brought in the state police, and then they brought in all the city police and everything like that. And they was given instruction. So, I've been seeing all this activity. So I walk over there this morning, and I walk up to one of the deputies. He's a deputized, sheriff guy. And I walked up to him, had a nice conversation. He was an older gentleman, very nice and polite. Seemed concerned about everything, as I was talking to him. But I asked him how he feels about the Constitution and about how things are going, and he's upset about it. He relayed that he thinks that it's bull crap and all the stuff that's going on. Because up here in Washington State, this governor up here, Jay Inslee, decides that he's going to fire all the people that don't take the vaccine, and all state employees was one of them. So there's a whole bunch of Washington State Department of Transportation workers that are no longer working, as well as the Washington State Patrol here. Well, that done made all the fellow law enforcement that took the jab, it made them mad, because now the state is trying to turn them against their brothers and sisters in law enforcement, and they're not happy about it at all. They're not happy to the point where they're making changes. And the sheriff's name here is Tom. I can't remember his last name right now. I don't have it in front of me. But the sheriff is actually teaching people now that this county will no longer cite tickets for license issues, driver's license issues. They will no longer issue warrants for arrest over driving while suspended. There will be no more driving while suspended. There will be no more driver's license issues, period. They are moving away from it. They are instructing all law enforcement about it. And it's due to the Constitution. And this county has had it. And they are already working in the books here in this county to do it. And he said that this will actually be implemented in the state before it's all over with, the state of Washington. Because there's a bunch of people here that are waking up, and the affidavits are starting to work. It's starting to wake up everybody. So we all need to be, serving these notices that, Ethan, that you have been talking about, because I asked him about that as well. And there's still a little learning curve for the sheriff, but it started. So the fact that that they're dropping this over the driver's license issues, and they're not going to be writing no more warrants, no more tickets. There will be no more issue. We will have the right to travel. And I think that they're trying to do this so that people may keep paying their speeding tickets. You know what I'm saying? So I said that to him, and I asked him how he felt about a notice of liability. He says, whenever you arrest me by stopping my vehicle, that is an arrest by definition. And I said, you will be liable. I'll hand you, a notice of liability that says, you got 2 minutes. After that 2 minutes, I'm detained against my will, and that you will be liable for it. And, you can't give a speeding ticket, because that's it's clearly not a violation. The violation is to, damage property, cause harm, or sexually advance on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Going 5, 10, 15 miles over the limit. There's nothing wrong with that, especially whenever you did 5, 10, 15, 20 over the limit to catch up to me. So what made you safe to do that, but me not safe to be doing that to begin with, whenever you had to come up faster behind me to catch me? So, it doesn't make any sense, and that's what we the people are tired of. So, I told him that there's, people nationwide. I said there's people in this state that are banding together. They are educating everybody. We need to start educating our legislators and sending notice and affidavit to everybody. And he seemed like kind of, bright-eyed whenever I was telling him all this, like, oh, wow, really? They're really just like us. They're not aware of this stuff too, because they too grew up and not taught any of this stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool information to hear, that it's already starting up here in this state.
What county? What county, Josh?
I'm in Grant County, Washington.
Now, how is the rest of the state going to deal with this? So your people in your county take off, they don't pay for a tab and a plate, and they're not carrying a driver's license with them. They cross into another county. Maybe they need to have that notice of liability in their hand, and also the phone number for the sheriff in your county.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough to everybody needs to get notarized themselves in their own state, take the class or whatever you got to do. Get notarized so that you can notarize.
Become a notary. And, he's saying become a notary. Right, Josh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, become a notary so you can help your friends.
I'm learning myself, brother. I'm learning myself. So, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of it is they woke a sleeping bear, and we're all figuring it out. And everybody's coming together with these different things. These the things that aren't going to make it on the news. Do you see what I'm saying? We are the news now.
Amen.
Okay, we the people. And we are the ones that are, whenever we spot things like this happening in our community, we need to call them out and saying, hey, this is working. I'm seeing a difference now. I am absolutely seeing a difference due to my constitutional rights at play. So, I mean, that is a major, major victory out here in Washington State. So as long as people can get this information and start spreading it, I mean, I feel that if they hear this information, people in Washington State, that they'll start telling more people. They'll start becoming more involved. They'll start meeting. They'll start getting affidavits printed off and notices printed off so that they can be, sent off or notarized and sent off or, whatever. Just learning that this is how it's going to go down. This is how we beat them. They didn't do civil unrest in the street. Well, not totally. I mean, they did burn a few cities down. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't take our rights by doing all that. You know what I'm saying? They took our rights by all this brainwashed statutes and bullshit. That's time to stand up and say, hey, these statutes are not the supreme law of the land. Common law is. And that's where it's all at, brother. It's starting to manifest in ways that I didn't really think that I would see that. But it's almost like they want to distract us from the speeding tickets that they're going to still try to write us, even though that we don't have a license. They're still going to try to write you a speeding ticket, right? But that's what that notice of liability for. Like, you ain't going to just like take a few fingers off my mouth and expect me not to rip your whole hand off my throat. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. Now it's time. We're awake. It's time to get active. It's time to start sending these notices. It's time to start learning how to type out these affidavits. People need to be, paying attention to Dave Cares for You Altogether on YouTube and Josh Barnett for U.S. Congress. And your channel, Ethan, is awesome. It's good that somebody else is out there, concerned and making videos. We need more people like you. I wish I could do it, but I just don't have the situational circumstances are not good for me to make videos right now.
Yeah, so, Josh, but you're doing something else, and I want you to talk about what you're doing and how you took my suggestion about stepping that up with the CB and how effective that is, just so that these fellow patriots can take up what you're doing. We can use these airways. I yield.
We the people hold all the power. So I was I talk on all kinds of frequencies, and my state common law Bill of Rights gives me the power to do that in the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. You know what I'm saying? speech is free. You don't need a license to talk on any of these ham radios. Okay, I don't care what anybody tells you. Serve the FCC a notice; they'll back off. And the other thing is I not only do I communicate on ham, and they don't believe it's true, but that don't stop me from telling them. So outside of that, out here in the middle of Grant County, I broadcast out on 103.7 FM, like on your car radio station. And I play all kinds of information. It don't matter whether it's Dave Jose, Josh Barnett, Jose, you know, or playing some controversial conspiracy stuff from 9/11 to just all kinds of stuff, man. I don't really want to, bust it all out there and get you hemmed up, but there's a lot of stuff that I play on the radio to help wake up people. And my signal's getting out about 17 miles around. So, it's enough for my area. My city that I'm close to only has 25,000 people. And so I'm definitely getting a signal out to there. If you want to start up your own radio station, you can find a transmitter on Amazon and pay about $160. You can get another antenna for about another 75, $80, and put it all the way up as high as you can get it and start broadcasting in your area. We the people hold all the rights, and as long as you ain't playing commercials and everything that's going across state lines, the FCC can't get involved. They're only interested in commerce over the airwaves. So you don't have to have a license to start your own radio station. You can do it. Your constitutional Bill of Rights clearly tells you that you have these rights. So people want to say, oh, well, radio wasn't thought about whenever the Bill of Rights was, presented. Yeah, but it clearly says that all these other things that come up later, I clearly hold rights to those as well. So, it's just all in how much you can study and how much you can read. And it's not just your state Bill of Rights that matters. It's everybody else's state Bill of Rights that matter, because they are all equal. We are all equal. We are all created equal in God's eyes. Therefore, you can't have a more powerful person in Arizona than you do in Indiana, or than you do in Washington, or Michigan, or Maine, or Florida. Do you see what I'm saying? We are all in this together, and we are all equal, and all of the common law is good. And we need to start serving it on our attorney generals. We need to start serving it on the state, Senate, everybody, the sheriff, your school district. I not stress that one enough. School districts are getting federal funding out here in Washington State. The Moses Lake School District, Kevin Peterson is the executive director, whom on the phone admitted to me that they get federal funding to make the kids wear masks. And that's the only way they can get the money, is if the kids wear a mask. So I served them an affidavit, and my kids don't wear a mask. So this is how it's going, and everybody needs to wake up and pay attention. Start learning about how to properly fill out the affidavits. And if you got some time and money or something, you want to start a radio station, it's very easy. You can find your little 15-watt transmitter or whatever. And they go pretty far. Get your antenna up as high as you can. Height is might. And, if you got a bunch of people around you, it might be a good idea to start, driving around and finding a quiet station to where you don't hear anything transmitting on. And if you don't hear anything transmitting on it for 20 miles around in a circle around your house, then go ahead and put your up on that station and, put your antenna up. But it's very simple. It's actions like this that are going to, take our country back and wake everybody up, because what can you do on the internet that they can't shadow ban you for, right? So, you're struggling for having all that, all the views and everything, right? And so is David Jose, but yet you don't get shadow banned on the radio. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the area, you get the signal, and that's how that works. And that's why, that's why I chose to do that. You can't shadow ban my radio. So, that's how I'm doing it.
That is so awesome, Josh. And we all owe you our gratitude and our thanks. You are a credit to the male race. The male race needs examples like you, because the women and the children need to be safe and secure.
Right.
And it's our job as men to fight the war, and we are at war. Go ahead, Josh. Keep on talking. You bring it, brother.
Yeah. There's too many soft men out there that nobody's got the balls to stand up. I mean, personally, I have a hard time sitting down. You know what I'm saying? I have a hard time finding underwear. I mean, it's I don't understand how there aren't more out there, but it's mainly the women that are standing up. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly across the nation. It's mainly the women that are more involved in these groups and stuff like that. You guys get on Telegram, type in Dave Cares For You all together. He's the one that, has started all this, and Josh Barnett, and, they started waking up the nation. That's the only way the Arizona audit became possible, was because of those two sending notice and affidavit. And, I mean, it's undeniable. It's undeniable. And we've been sending affidavits here in Washington State, too. And, they're starting to, here in this county, they're starting to go towards the Constitution. So, all right, I gotta get off here. So I hope everybody has a good day.
Josh, bless you, brother. Bless you, brother. Thank you for bringing us that live report from Washington. Amen.
All right, brother. Be safe, brother.
You too. Talk with you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Well, wasn't that sweet? You see what can happen? So, we got a lot of sheriffs that are asleep. And then we got some dirty treasonous ones like we got here in Kalakaska County. Yeah. I'm going to be back soon with an update on that. Huge update, I guarantee it. All right. Now, to put your vehicle into private, you need a piece of paper. I suggest 8.5 by 14. And at the very top, you're going to come into court. And you come into court like this. Now comes affiant. Now, I've seen people put their name after that. I don't believe that's necessary at all, because down at the bottom, you got autograph of affiant and verification. So I don't put my name up there. And but it's okay if you do. It's your choice. Save yourself a little bit of ink. All right, comes now affiant, one of the people. And then in brackets, right, the curved one. As seen in the Michigan Bill of Rights, Article 1, Section 1, Michigan Constitution, and bracket. Now, you modify that to your state. And different constitutions will have different words. Some may say Bills of Rights, some may say Declarations of Rights, some may say amendment rather than article and section. Can't remember what state that was, but one of them is just amendment. I'm looking for article and section. It's amendment. All right, so you're going to come into court, right? Comes now affiant, one of the people, bracket, as seen in the Michigan Bill of Rights, Article 1, Section 1, Michigan Constitution, bracket, G. Juris, comma, in this court of record, comma, do make the following claims. And then I drop in a declaration, Article 1, Declaration of Rights. Section 1, political power. All political power is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their equal benefit, security, and protection. All right, that's the beginning of your testimony. Who is going to rebut that? Nobody. Well, they can't win rebuting it. Nobody can rebut that and win. That is a constitutional article section that cannot be diminished ever. All right. So now what are you going to do? You can take that title of yours. I got one over here. I do. I'm coming back. You can take that title of yours and you're going to reduce it in size after you have completed it. All right, you're going to reduce it in size so that it fits in this blank space. And then down below, you want to make sure you get your verification right. Okay, so this is important language because you want to be outside of the United States. The United States is 10 square miles, known as the District of Columbia, where you have no rights. Verification in bold and print. Below that, I hereby declare, comma, certify and state, comma, pursuant to the penalties of perjury under the laws of the United States of America, comma, and by the provisions of 28 USC, and this squiggly line that they use in there, you'll have to find that somewhere, and then 1746. So you find that and you use that. All right, then it goes on that all of the above and foregoing representations are true and correct to the best of my knowledge, comma, information and belief, period. Executed in, name your city or town, village, wherever you are, and your state on this day. Write in the date before the day of, write in the month. So this one was the executed in Kalkaska, Michigan, on this 26th day of July in the year of our Lord 2021. And then down below that is a line for an autograph, and below that it is written autograph of Aphant, and then the two little dots. I think that's a colon. Then you got a space, and you got your notary jurat language, notary as jurat certificate. And then I'm in Michigan, so I put Michigan. Below that, Kalkaska County. Below that, on this 26th day of July, 2021. Now you can get the notary jurat language easy enough. Just make sure for your verification that you are in the United States of America, not in the United States. That's the big difference. All right. So then on your title, what are you going to do? You're going to represent your straw man. That's the all caps name. Every title is a corporate, and that's why you see you think you own your car, but you don't. Your straw man does, and you registered it like a slave, and then you act like a slave. You keep going, getting that license plate and that tab, paying for it, paying extra when the road pirates cite you for having it expired or any other number of things that just isn't going on out in Washington right now because patriots are giving notice and affidavit. They're teaching their public servants how they should be acting. All right. So, printed name of purchaser. Print your name. Don't do it in all caps. Fill it out. The date, the selling price. Dollar is fine. Purchaser's address, city, state, zip, deal with the mileage. Signature of seller. Put a signature. You're representing your straw man. That's a contract. Represent your straw man, put a signature down there. All right. Printed name of seller. Make sure you print that in all caps. All right. Seller's address. Put that in there. Now you got to deal with the purchaser. And it says signature of purchaser. Oh, red flag. Red flag, red flag. Get your pen or your marker and cross that out. Ethan, how can I do? You have all power. That's how you can do it. All right. So quit screwing around, unslave yourself, and cross that word signature right on out of there. And then put the word autograph. And then pen your mark. All right. Finish completing that thing. Put it in a copy machine. Reduce the size until it's going to fit on your court of record affidavit that to be rebuted has to be done under penalty of perjury. Who will rebut your constitutional article and section that you drop in there? Nobody. You put your vehicle into private and you made a copy of it and you put it in an affidavit. Who is going to rebut that? Who is going to say your vehicle is not in the private and win in an argument in a court? They're not. You cannot win that argument. So there you go. Now your vehicle's in the private. What are you going to do now? Well, here in Michigan, the Secretary of State's been closed, doesn't want to open. Maybe they're open now, but you know what? I could care less. I will eventually order them to remove the vehicle from the registry. But in the meantime, it's fine. I have served my treasonous rat sheriff and the treasonous Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department a notice of liability. All right, I've talked about this. I've got videos on this. This is a very simple document. You create yourself a notice of liability. It's a one-page document. It's a court of record document. And it is airtight. So, I had to bring you that report from Josh. That is such awesome news. But I'm working on something much bigger. Yes, indeed. And we're very close. Yes, indeed. I'm going to be back soon, very soon, with some great updates. All right. Now, any of you need to learn how to write an affidavit, Dave Cares for You, YouTube or Telegram channel, reach out. Get in the group. You can learn in the group. Or you can take a webinar for a few dollars. You can get training, straight training on how to do that affidavit, get away from all the piece this together, piece that together. Just get it straight, right? Just a few bucks, you're on your way. Worth every penny. I'm sure of it. I could not afford to take the class. So I studied. I just studied. I listened to Dave and I studied and I studied. Oh man, did I study. And actually for me, if I would have taken the class, I wouldn't have done the study that I did. I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have. So once you get done with that class, I want to encourage you to keep on studying and studying and studying and studying and listen to others who have. They can save you a lot. And stay away from disinformation. All right? Don't be go chasing a national ID. That ain't going to do nothing to get your public servants in line. Don't be selfish going after your QSIP number and your account and bills of exchange and all of this stuff. All right? Let's work together. Let's own our authority. Let's educate our sheriffs because that's where the real power is. We're going to get control of our courts. Here in Michigan, very soon, we will have a superior court in every county. We will have a grand jury in every county that's accessible to the people. We will have a militia up and standing. And we are going to deal with all the treasonous rats here. We're going to shut down the bar. The bar will be abrogated from Michigan. These associations, like the ADA, the AMA, they're gone. They're killing you. So big changes are coming. And you can help. It is your duty. It is your duty as an American. Now, I hear people saying it's our fault that we're in the situation we're in. Don't you listen to that crap. Don't you let anybody tell you it's your fault. You were born into the psyops with your first breath. Once you learn and once you know, and you don't take action, well, now you can bear some responsibility. But don't let anybody tell you that it's your fault. All right? And use Ethan's kiss. Ethan's constitutional kiss. What's that? Keep it simple, stupid? No. I got the most intelligent audience in the world. I would never insult you like that. We are going to keep everything in a kiss. And that is keep it stupidly simple. You keep it so simple that even the stupid get it. All right? Because there's a lot of brainwashed, I mean, so brainwashed that a thousand cleanings can't get that washed stuff out. But we will. We will. So we're going to unslave one phrase and one article and section at a time. So stop saying let me for something that's your responsibility. Stop saying let me for something that's your authority. And I got a video on that. It's only 15 minutes. I suggest you listen to it because that's part of the brainwash. All right, everybody. We can't leave without a prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for the teachings that are happening all across this nation and all across the world that are setting us free from the psyops that has been played upon us our entire lives. Your light is shining bright, Lord. Shine it light into every crack and every crevice. Let's expose this treason. Let's expose this darkness. Let's expose this evil and let's crush it. Let's crush it like it's never been crushed before. Crush it into oblivion, dear Lord. Cast it to the feet of Jesus and let him deal with it as he will. In the name of our God, our Heavenly Father, amen. Be strong, people. Own your authority. Don't fear man, fear God. I love you. I'm fighting for you. I got this. My part, anyways. You do yours.